And we're back at it on this Monday, 30th day of December, 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz, start of a new week, but the end of an old year. Just 2 days left. 2024 will be in the books at midnight tomorrow night. We'll be off on Wednesday on the holiday for New Year's Day, so we can kick back and watch a little college football. But we're going to be here, and just like any other Monday, we're going to work, but we're not going to work real hard. All right, that'll be our deal. 30 degrees outside. If you don't have a carport or a garage, you will be scraping your windshield this morning. We're finally going to see temperatures cool down to where they should be for afternoon temperature-wise. We've been in a very warm and quite frankly wet pattern with rain and a lot of it. Well, we're going to be fairly dry in the early part of the week. We're finally going to cool down, maybe get some light snow. We have a chance of it on New Year's Day proper, but the temperatures are finally going to be cooling down to where they should be this time of the year. Christmas, it was 35. The day after Christmas, our high was 38. On Friday, it was 36. On Saturday, it was 44. We had all that late afternoon sunshine. Yesterday, we topped off at 38, 39, and we'll be right around 39 again today. Then we'll cool down. Forecast details are coming up. News, yeah, well, we got some for you. Anyway, what we really have a lot of is sports, not surprisingly. On this Monday, it's always busy in the world of sports. We'll have everything else that you need. And in the back half of the program, it is Jefferson Robbins and his conversation with Bob Boogert, the new/old director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. Of course, he ran the Land Trust for 10 years, from 2007 to 2017. Retired, became a Chelan County Commissioner. They brought in another executive director. That executive director was let go back in November, and Bob, somebody had to come in and run the show, and nobody knows it better than Bob Boogert, and so he's agreed to do just that. Jefferson had a chance to talk to Bob about a week ago. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. It's a fascinating conversation with a very interesting guy. Not done with the snow yet in the mountain passes. We had all that rain for the last 4 or 5 days, sometimes coming down pretty good. The mountain passes got a lot of snow, and they're not done yet. They're still expecting about 6 to 8 inches of snow in the Cascades. We still have this slide to show for you. This is your additional snow into early today. As you can see, Stevens going to get a pretty good dose of it. Not so much on I-90. I-90 is not looking too bad at all. There is quite a bit of snow on the roadway on Stevens Pass. Blue, it's okay. It will taper off as the day progresses, and very little snow at all expected in the mountain passes until they get to tomorrow night and into New Year's Day, and that's our best chance for having actually snow down here on the valley floor. No big storm system out there, but we're going to get a little dustings of snow here and there in the Wenatchee Valley, starting basically New Year's Eve night into Wednesday and on into Thursday, but the mountain passes are still going to get quite a bit of snow. And also, if you're heading off to the Idaho Panhandle, a Lookout Pass looks like they're going to have quite a bit of snow as well. It will again taper off as the day progresses. So, without further ado, from the National Weather Service, the cool down will finally begin on Tuesday. We're going to see some sun breaks after the clouds and the fog burn off. We'll top off at about 39. Again, that's about what we hit yesterday, 39 degrees. That's mild. Our normal high is 32. We've been above that every day for about the last 7 or 8 days now. Partly cloudy tonight, 25 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, the clouds will be coming in. It'll filter out the sunshine, and we're only going to get up to 32, which is our normal afternoon high, and the clouds are not going to be burning off on Tuesday. Tuesday night, if you're going out and about, there's about a 30% chance of snow right at midnight. Tomorrow night, 28 for the overnight low. For New Year's Day, chance of rain, chance of snow, lots of clouds, and a high of about 34 or so. The snow level on New Year's Day is going to be about 900 feet. When we visit tomorrow, we'll have a pretty good idea exactly how much snow we may get on New Year's Day proper. The chance of snow remains at 40% Wednesday night, 29 for the overnight low, 30% chance of a rain-snow mix on Thursday, and a high of 35, so Happy New Year there. And we wrap up the week on Friday with maybe a rain-snow mix. We're definitely going to see some rain. It could be mixed with snow early in the day on Friday. Then it will switch over to rain as the snow level goes up. We'll get up to 36 degrees, but we have a 90% chance of precipitation on Friday, and a good chance of possible some rain-snow mix on Saturday and Sunday as well. We're finally going to cool down a little bit, though, to where we should be this time of the year, because we've had a very mild and wet December, but it's been almost always in the form of rain and not snow. After a quick break, we'll come back with your headlines on this Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin Independent and Assisted Living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
Let your kindness shine bright at Boswell's. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
It's true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are terminating coverage, and they will no longer be available for you beginning January 1st, 2025. So you have 2 big options. 1, join one of the 2 new Medicare Advantage plans, WellCare or Humana. Or number 2 is go back to original Medicare and join a supplement and a Part D drug plan. But there's so much more to discuss here, so here are some suggestions to get you started. Go to our website or call your local Springwater Insurance office for more information.
A few clouds, some patchy fog out there. We're at 30 degrees. We'll see sunshine again today. Pushing 40 for the afternoon high. We're going to cloud up, see quite a bit of cloud cover for the rest of the week. Cooler temperatures, hit and miss snow showers beginning on Tuesday night and lasting for the rest of the week. 7 minutes after the hour to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, they say they have identified the suspect who officials say drove that truck in circles in the grass and on Front Street in Leavenworth back on December 22nd. The Sheriff's Office said in a Friday news release that it has probable cause to arrest Zachary Soltis. He's from Texas, apparently. They want to charge him with second-degree malicious mischief and reckless driving. He is not, by the way, in custody. Second-degree malicious mischief is a felony if the property damage exceeds $750 but is less than $5,000. Investigators believe Soltis used a pickup truck to spin circles in the grass of the park. The affected area, of course, was closed. It has since reopened to the public. A private email among Washington Senate Democrats leaked to the Republican opposition last week revealed proposals for a new wealth tax. The tax discussed in the emails from Seattle Senator Noel Frame is similar to the one that was proposed by Governor Jay Inslee, which would raise revenues from the wealthiest in the state. Frame proposed a similar tax when she was in the state House of Representatives. The email also proposes an extension of the Working Families Tax Credit that would lower taxes collected from those earning less income. Senate Republicans say those ideas go too far. If nothing is done, the state expects a gap between revenue and expenses of at least $10 billion over the next 4 years. A humanitarian agency in Okanogan County is going to get about $20 million to help make those communities more resistant to natural disaster and more able to serve the hungry. Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell announced the grant from the Inflation Reduction Act last week. The money will go to the Okanogan County Community Action Council. The idea, they're going to build a disaster relief center in Omak. It'll also be the central hub for its food bank, serving 9 communities across Okanogan County. The grant will also help the Action Council adapt to climate change. Among other innovations, the food hub will feature solar panels, batteries, and ventilation for temperature control. The agency provides food assistance to about 11,000 county residents each year. And the Stanley Lifetime Achievement Award is given once a year by supporters of the Numerica Performing Arts Center in downtown Wenatchee. This year, Jamie Donegan is the recipient of the Arts Professional category. He's been, of course, directing the Wenatchee Follies stage shows as well as multiple theater productions at the PAC for the last 2 decades. In the volunteer category, Mike and Sheila Salmon were honored. Mike's been a board member of the PAC. His wife Sheila has been a supporter of the center, which will celebrate 25 years. And America PAC will be 25 years old next year. That's the news at 11 minutes after the hour. The whole crew will be back in action after a pretty quiet week last week. They deserve some downtime, but now it's back to work. So we'll have the news for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television. If that doesn't work in your very busy schedule, and we know we're busy this time of the year for the most part, you can watch the news at your own volition whenever you want by going online to our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We're out there, and if something out there you think warrants our attention, you let us know. You send us an email, news@NCWLIFE.com. Seahawks are not going to make the playoffs. You probably know that by now. We'll tell you why when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
13 minutes after the hour, no playoffs for the Seattle Seahawks this year. They did what they had to do on Thursday night. They had to beat the Bears in Chicago, and they did, 6-3. But they also needed the Rams to lose to the Cardinals. The Rams did not. The Rams beat the Cardinals 13-9, and a lot of other things had to fall into place. They didn't for the Seahawks. There will be no playoffs this year. And by the way, there's still another game in the NFC West. That's tonight. The Lions and the 49ers, the last Monday night game of the year, 5:15 on ABC and ESPN. An amazing game Saturday for the Kraken, in case you missed it. They were down 3 goals with 5 minutes left to play. They came all the way back. They forced overtime, and they beat the Canucks 5-4. It's only the 3rd time in NHL history a team down 3 goals with 5 minutes remaining won the game. They'll take on the Utah Hockey Club in Seattle tonight at 5 o'clock. The Wenatchee Wild dropped their first game back from the holiday break. They lost to the Chiefs in Spokane 2-1, but they came back on Saturday at the Town Toyota Center with a dramatic 4-3 comeback victory to beat Spokane for the first time this season. Over 4,000 folks packed the joint. We pick up the action in the 3rd period with Austin Drade on the call.
Puck luck just not on Wenatchee's side last night, though. 2 shots off the post, another one off the crossbar. Wild bringing it ahead, 2-on-1, sights over the line. Gets it for Friesen, one-timer! He scores! On a face-off. They'll get you for that one, and it's a 2-minute penalty. On the end boards. Near corner, left out front, Cooper, he scores! Turbina might have gotten a poke at it. connect four games in a row of the power play goal. Miles Cooper fatal on the man advantage. His 9th power play goal of the year, one for the Wild, and this is back to a one-goal game. Sherbina at the left wing, taking on a couple, sends one high and wide, looking for that tying goal. Fluker throws one on from the right hash. Turned aside by Essler. Thrown toward the net, left in front, they score! We are tied! What a turn this has been! Sean Rios with an open net on the near wing, curls it back post. Face-off coming up to the right of Essler. Wild win the draw. They fired on. They score. It's a 4-3 lead. Wenatchee has come all the way back. They're dancing in the AV booth. One for the Wild at 16:33 of the third. It's Ekstrom in to take it against Evan Friesen. The net is empty at the Spokane end. Friesen needs a quick stick. It belongs to the Chiefs. Will they even get an opportunity? Not a 2. Down to 1. They will not. Wild, a comeback victory.
That sent a lot of people home real happy. The Wild end the year tomorrow night. The Kelowna Rockets in town. The puck will drop at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so you can enjoy hockey and then go out and ring in the new year. College basketball scoreboard from over the weekend. Number 11 TCU knocked off Brown. Haley Van Lith, 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and the Washington men beat the New Jersey Institute of Technology yesterday. I didn't even know that school existed. 90-53. Women's college basketball schedule. All these games are today. Cougars will be taking on Pacific in Pacific, 6 o'clock on ESPN+. Pepperdine and Gonzaga will do battle in Spokane, again at 6 o'clock on ESPN+. Men's college basketball schedule. Eastern welcomes Eastern. That would be Eastern Oregon traveling to Eastern Washington. 6 o'clock tonight, Loyola Marymount will take on Washington State. That will be in Spokane, not in Pullman. And number 14 Gonzaga will take on Pepperdine in Malibu, 7 o'clock tonight on Fox 13+. Prep girls basketball scoreboard from over the weekend. Almost all the schools are now playing, or they either will be or have already played holiday tournaments. Your winners on Friday included Eastmont over Seaholm. Sela knocked off Cashmere. Chelan beat La Center. Zilla over Brewster. Waterville Mansfield knocked off Quincy. Ellensburg over Hermiston. Pateros beat Liberty Bell in girls basketball on Friday. Saturday, Hermiston just got by Eastmont by a point. In a holiday tournament, Cashmere got by Brewster in a low-scoring affair. Omak took care of Ephrata with not real too much difficult. Chelan defeated Quincy. It was Ellensburg over Seaholm in girls basketball Saturday. Waterville Mansfield rolled right along. They beat La Center 65-41. Boys basketball on Friday, Hermiston got by Eastmont 51-39. Chelan got by La Center 67-48 in their holiday tournament. Quincy over Port Angeles 61-54. Ellensburg rolled past Seaholm 56-39. More prep basketball on Friday in the boys. Brewster beat Bear Creek 77-71. It was Bonner's Ferry over Manson 89-47. Anacortes over Liberty Bell 55-44. Meridian beat Tenasket 70-60. More boys basketball. This is Saturday now. Seaholm got by Eastmont 52-38. Walla Walla crushed Wenatchee in Walla Walla 69-43. It was Moses Lake over Hanford. Ephrata got by Omak. It was Anacortes knocking off Chelan. Granger took care of business against Cascade. More games on Saturday. North Kitsap beat Quincy 55-51. It was Ellensburg over Hermiston 61-46. Overlake got by Tenasket by, a lot. La Center beat Liberty Bell. La Center had a good weekend. They beat everybody they played. Riverside over Brewster. Lake Roosevelt dispatched the Trojans of Manson. That was a lot of sports, and I wrote almost all of it yesterday while I was sitting on my butt watching football. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 20 minutes after the hour. This could very well be the greatest obscure holiday of all of them. We do one every weekday on this show, and we save the best for last, I think. Of course, I don't know what tomorrow's is, but today is National Bacon Day. I mean, come on, it's bacon. Hello. This is, of course, an official holiday. There will be no school. Government offices are closed. There'll be no mail. I'm making all that stuff up. Central Asia, 10,000 years ago, the first wild pigs were domesticated, and about a day after that, bacon was invented. We owe it all here in North America to Hernando de Soto. In 1539, Hernando de Soto brought 13 pigs to North America. Within 3 years, Hernando had 700 pigs. So they were of different sex, which is probably why Hernando de Soto is credited with being the father of the American pork industry. And of course, bacon is bacon. Bacon is like, of course, snowflakes. No two pieces of bacon are exactly the same. And there is a difference between the various types of bacon. I didn't even come to the realization, and it was an epiphany I'll never forget. You bake bacon. You bake bacon with a wire rack with a piece of foil underneath it in the oven. It turns out perfect every time. Fun facts about bacon. People will eat bacon and eggs as a tandem 71% of the time. I mean, why not? They're perfect for each other. A 250-pound pig will yield approximately 23 pounds of bacon, but the pig won't be around to enjoy it. 53% of American homes always have bacon on hand at all times. I mean, it's easy to make, and it's right there. The biggest consumers of bacon in this country, number 1, New York, number 2, LA. It makes sense. They're, after all, the 2 biggest cities in America. And how much bacon does the average American eat per year? You want to take a quick guess? 18 pounds. The average American eats 18 pounds of bacon a year. Now, if you take out vegetarians and vegans, that means there's a lot of people out there who have to eat twice that to make sure that ratio remains at 18 pounds of bacon per American per year. I like to think I've done my part. Today in history, 22 minutes after the hour, the contiguous United States became the contiguous United States. On this date in 1853, although, of course, Arizona wasn't a state yet, we wanted to build a railroad in the Southwest, a transcontinental railroad along the southern area of the country. The only problem is we didn't own it. It belonged to Mexico. It was a pretty good deal. We made a lot of really good real estate deals, and the Gadsden Purchase was one of those. What did we buy? That yellow piece of real estate there? We bought 29,670 square miles from Mexico for $10 million. That is like a hell of a good deal. Again, we wanted to build a railroad, but you got to own the land to build the railroad. Mexico had just lost the Mexican-American War. This is 1853. So they didn't have any money. They didn't want to fight another war over territory that they didn't really think was too necessary anyway. Mexico needed the money, so we wrote them a check for $10 million, and before you know it, the Gadsden Purchase was a done deal, and the contiguous United States took its form on this date 171 years ago. The Iroquois Theater in downtown Chicago, advertised as absolutely fireproof. Only 2 months after it opened, on December 30th, 1903, 121 years ago today, a fire at the Iroquois Theater in downtown Chicago breaks out. 605 people died at least. An exact count was never made. At least 605 people lost their lives. The deadliest theater fire and the deadliest single building fire in this country's history. It was advertised as absolutely fireproof in the Chicago newspapers. A couple of days before it opened, which was a couple of months before the fire, the Chicago Fire Department toured the building, did their fire inspection. They discovered that the Iroquois Theater, the brand new Iroquois Theater, did not have a sprinkler system, did not have fire alarms, did not have a direct telephone line outside of the building. It had no water connections. There was only one way into the theater and one way out of the theater. That the fire exits were locked so people couldn't sneak in for free. The only fire escapes that weren't locked weren't done, so a lot of people either fell or jumped to their deaths. And when the fire broke out, it broke out above the stage where all the lighting and the sets are stored. The stage manager lowered the asbestos fire curtain to keep the fire from spreading. The asbestos fire curtain got snagged on the ropes. It didn't go down. It was later determined that the asbestos fire curtain was made out of wood, not asbestos, so it wouldn't have done a damn thing anyway. the Iroquois Theater, which, by the way, changed from this point forward. Fire codes and all kinds of things about where a lot of people were gathered in the same location at the same time were changed because of the Iroquois Theater fire on the state in 1903. And finally, the Mills Commission was commissioned by Major League Baseball to find out once and for all where baseball came from. And on December 30th, 1907, 117 years ago today, the Mills Commission hands down their report to baseball, and they say baseball was invented by Abner Doubleday in Cooperstown, New York. In 1839, the commission is convinced because of Abner Graves. His testimony to the Mills Commission said that when he was a kid, he was a buddy of Abner Doubleday's, and he remembered playing baseball with Abner Doubleday in Cooperstown in 1839. They say, well, that verifies it, and then they found that, an old rotting baseball among Abner Doubleday's personal effects, and they said that's good enough for us. That ball that you see there is in the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Of course, Abner Doubleday did not invent baseball in Cooperstown in 1839. He wasn't even in Cooperstown in 1839. Baseball's not an exclusive American sport. There are a lot of birthdays. First of all, 3 athletic legends. Sandy Koufax, a lot of people think the greatest left-handed pitcher of all time. He's got a right to it. National League MVP, the 1963 Cy Young Award. That's just remarkable. And then he won the Cy Young Award in 65 and 66. He won 3 pitching triple crowns. The first pitcher with 4 no-hitters. He threw a perfect game. He is the youngest person ever inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The legendary Sandy Koufax is 89 years old today. Tiger Woods is 49 years old today. He is tied for first all-time with wins on the PGA Tour. 11-time PGA Tour Player of the Year, 15 major championships, including 5 Masters, 3 U.S. Opens, 3 Opens, and 4 PGA Championships. Tiger Woods is 49. Will he win another major championship? We shall see. And LeBron James is 40. 4-time an NBA champion, 4 times the MVP, 3 times an Olympic gold medalist, 17 times an All-Star, the all-time scoring leader in the history of the National Basketball Association. He is the first and only player in NBA history to get over 10,000 career points, 10,000 career rebounds, and 10,000 career assists, and he has a claim to be the greatest basketball player of all time. He is 40 years old today. And now we move on to rock and roll. Bo Diddley, the great Bo Diddley, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 1987. I listened to Bo Diddley as a gunslinger over the weekend because it's a great record. Bo Diddley, born in the state in 1928. We lost Bo Diddley back in 2008, but the music lives on. Felix Paparaldi, bass guitarist with Mountain and then Cream. He produced all of Cream's records. Felix Paparaldi was born in the state in 1939. For Christmas in 1983, he bought his wife a gun as a Christmas gift. Then she shot him with it at the age of 43, Felix Paparaldi. Del Shannon, Runaway, and many other great songs. The terribly underrated Del Shannon, born in the state in 1934. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, posthumously, he took his own life in February of 1990. Del Shannon, born in the state in 1934. 2 monkeys share the same birthday. Michael Nesmith, who of course died a couple of years ago at the age of 78, was born on this date in 1942. Of course, he wore the wool hat on the Monkees. He was driving his motorcycle in Hollywood to audition for the Monkees, and he wore a wool cap to keep his hair from getting all disheveled, and they liked the look so much, he kept it. Mike Nesmith, born in the state in 1942. Davy Jones, another member of the Monkees. They shared the same birthday. Davy Jones, 3 years younger than Michael Nesmith, born in the state in 1945. He lost his life in 2012 at the age of 66. The great Patti Smith. I listened to Horses over the weekend. Ironically enough, she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2007. Happy 78th birthday to Patti Smith, and happy 76th birthday. Told you we had a lot of rockers and rollers today. Jeff Lynne. The Electric Light Orchestra, the Traveling Wilburys, produced records by George Harrison and Roy Orbison and Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. Jeff Lynne, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2017, is 76 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and they're a platinum business. They've been in business for so long. You know, when they've been in business as long as they've been, you know they know what they're doing, and by golly, they know what they're doing. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. The 39th President of the United States passed away yesterday at the age of 100. It seemed apropos that Mike Magnotti's comment this morning is about Jimmy Carter. And then Jefferson Robbins had a chance to sit down with Bob Boogert, who's back as the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. That conversation with Bob Boogert and Jefferson Robbins when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Braden, we were talking about, and this is true of me, entering into the job market, company offers a 401k, you invest, they invest, and then you have your number system. Well, Dan, you can choose 1, super conservative, or 9, super aggressive, or 5, right down the middle, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Right, and most people don't. They look at it and they, you know, you get this employer-sponsored 401k plan, and you have all these options, and you might have a bunch of target date plans, right? Pick the 2065 fund or pick the 2035, and then you might have an individual 10 holdings that you can choose from, right? You're limited inside of that plan with a certain amount of options with whatever your company or your advisor that manages that fund that they've chosen, all right? So you don't have access to everything else that's out there because they're trying to keep the cost down on those plans. But when you look at that, most people just check a box and they move on. And if you run the numbers, if you actually design an actual portfolio versus the target date funds, most every time you can actually outbeat the target date funds if you actually have a professional or somebody that helps you that understands how to build a portfolio with the funds that are available that could probably outperform those, right? With less risk, right, potentially. So it's very generic, right? And if it's not, I'm not saying it's bad for lots of employees, it's a great thing to do, right? That's gonna be their only option, it's gonna be the best option, and at least it's something, which is good.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, many American Christians want a Christian president, one who honors God, prays, seeks divine wisdom, etc. Now, hey, I'm all that too, but we have to understand there are things about leading this country and adhering to the oath of office that don't exactly jive with what Jesus taught us. Seriously. When 9/11 happened, did you really want George W. Bush to go to Osama bin Laden and turn the other cheek? Now, being an American and swearing to defend the Constitution are not mutually compatible with Christianity. Sorry, they're just not. Now, interestingly, we had a president some years ago, a very devout man whose life exemplified his Christian values as much as any of us humans can. And I guess he even continued to teach Sunday school when he was in office. Now, despite this, many right-wing Christians really didn't like him. Yep, Jimmy Carter, go figure. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait, turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
Jefferson Robbins with NCWLIFE. Let's say you're the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. You manage 27,000 acres of land in both Chelan and Douglas counties. You've just parted ways with your executive director. Who do you call? You might call somebody with about 10 years of experience in that field, your former director, Bob Boogert. Thanks for joining me today, Bob.
Well, thank you for having me, Jefferson.
You are here again after a hiatus. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to the Land Trust, what you did when you left, and what brought you back.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Yeah. So I am honored to be able to come here and serve in this moment to help the Land Trust start the process of searching for its next executive director. And so it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. Yeah, as you said, I worked for about 10 years for the Chelan Douglas Land Trust from about 2007 to 2017, right about there. I then really enjoyed the process of working with the community. I learned so much in that process and enjoyed just the opportunity to meet people, to hear the different facets of our community. And it really became apparent to me that I'd really like to try it at a different level. And so that was when I made the decision with my wife and others to seek running for Chelan County Commission. And I was fortunate to be able to serve then as a county commission for District 2, which is pretty much the greater Wenatchee Valley come down into town. And it was a tremendous experience, tremendous growth for me, very rewarding, difficult work, but very rewarding. So then my wife Carolyn and I, we retired come 2023, and I've been doing some volunteer work for different organizations since. And then this came up, and the Land Trust did need some assistance right at this stage. So I agreed to come back and to serve in this capacity for a series of couple months here. And primarily what I'll be doing is to be working with them to set the stage for hiring our next executive director, and to really do a pretty robust and thorough search for that.
You don't have long to accomplish any of your goals here, Bob. You have a 4-month agreement with the Land Trust to steer it on an interim basis. So in 4 months, what kind of markers are you hoping to achieve?
Well, the primary thing that we'll be doing right now is working to set up a search committee for our executive director. We just had a board meeting last night where we do have a wonderful consulting firm based out of Seattle, Clover Searchworks, that will be doing a lot of the groundwork for us in our national search that we will have. And they were wonderful enough that they are providing a great bulk of the service pro bono for us because they feel strongly about the ethic and the mission of the Land Trust. So we're grateful for that. We'll be setting up, I just started actually today, working on our rubric for what kind of skills, qualifications, and core competencies, I guess you'd call it, for what we want to see in an executive director. We really think that it will be a national search, Jefferson, but we really want to pay special attention to seeking out folks from within this general area, within the region, that there's having that understanding of the culture and the vibe and the relationships is really important. That I know during my tenure here, the 10 years that I served as director, that really the developing relationships with landowners, with donors, with community leaders is paramount, and that we really want to place as a special consideration in our search. So again, it's a national search, but I am really going to be reaching out to the community to see if there's anybody here that would be interested, that has the skills, the demeanor, the leadership skills to be able to take the Land Trust to the next level.
Because it's the Chelan-Douglas Land Trust, and Chelan-Douglas describes a community. Anybody who's from here can sort of tell you our concerns are specific, our feelings toward the land are specific, the ways we use and engage with the land are pretty specific.
Yeah, if anything, you learn real quickly when you work at the Land Trust that people are really tied to their land. They love their land. It is a part of their being. And so to be able to have that kind of understanding and ability to relate to them at that level is really important. And so that's a special consideration that we have.
Did your role as an elected representative, Bob, do you think it's changed your perspective on the needs of the Land Trust or how the Land Trust's missions could be established or could be met?
Yeah, I think so. You know, that this is a community that really we are a diversifying economy. And it's really interesting to really explore that and to see what how the Land Trust views itself within that economy, and that you know, we are still very much an agricultural-based economy here, but there are other facets that are very important, and that we need to be mindful of that. I think also that some of the forest practices that are getting to be increasingly important, we need to be very mindful of. We have a lot of forested lands ourselves, and so we are really adopting some of the best practices that are being now established. And there's a lot of things related to how to make your lands more resilient to climate change, and we've had some great work done by some of our top-notch scientists within the region to really come up with some recommendations for us. So that's pretty important to us, and so we'll be incorporating that.
You came from a science background before you joined the Land Trust. You were a fisheries biologist, yes. And you contributed some of that expertise as a volunteer with the Land Trust before joining it as director. So do you think that an incoming director should have some kind of science, wildlife acumen, some kind of plant biology acumen? Would that be helpful in the position?
It would certainly be helpful, but it's not necessary. I think really good organizational skills, really good people skills, really good public speaking skills are important. You can learn a lot of the things. I came in not knowing very much, Jefferson, about how to construct a conservation easement, which is a legally binding document, how to create and craft that, how to negotiate it with the landowner to make sure their needs are met, but also to ensure that conservation values are protected. There are folks on the land trust staff and volunteers that have that legal and real estate background that quickly brought me up to speed so I can at least be conversant. I wasn't an expert, but I was conversant in that. And I think that's also a situation for a lot of the natural resource sciences, that to become conversant is important, and we can work with people as far as getting there. But it's really those people skills that are so very important.
Land Trust Director is sort of a project manager kind of role, I think, in that you have agreements and programs that you're trying to push forward, and sometimes they move by inches,
Yes.
and sometimes they take great leaps forward.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and so it really is to work at the pace of the landowner so that we make sure that they are satisfied and that their goals are realized. A lot of these, they do take many years, perhaps a decade.
Did you expect to return to the Land Trust, Bob? I mean, when you left the county commission, you were looking toward retirement, and you said, you know, this is my path from here on out.
So I had plans to volunteer for the Land Trust. Really what spoke to me was to be able to be one of the work crews out in the field, working on trails, managing things like that, actually use my hands. But right at this time, this was the most pressing need, and I could provide some service in any way I can here. And you know, I'm just fortunate that I do have good and positive relationships with the board, with the staff here, and with a lot of the donors that have been so very good to us through the years.
Well, you could have said no. You could have said no, so why say yes?
This organization means a lot to me. And I just want to make sure it's successful. And I'm confident, totally confident of that. Now that I'm here, now that I've seen what they've got going on, I'm quite confident. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite spot among the properties the Land Trust owns or oversees?
Boy, I love the White River. You know, that I certainly kayak that every year. That is something, a must-do in my realm, that's for sure. And you know, there's some families up there, like the Gray family, that they love that land. They've been there for multiple generations, and it's just really neat to touch bases with them on their land and to have them tell stories, what they got going on. And we got lots of examples like that, Jefferson, of people that truly love their land, and it's a big part of their being, and that they are coming to us to help them to realize their long-term goals. So it's neat to see, yeah.
People come to the Wenatchee Valley and to Chelan and Douglas counties in large part because of the natural beauty of it. Yeah. The more of us who come here, the more we put that kind of beauty at risk. Do you see the Land Trust's role as being a way to conserve the land kind of in situ as it was found? Or is the mission broader and deeper than that?
Oh, it's broader and deeper, certainly. Yeah, that some of the lands that, you know, we've got some tremendous dryland ranches up in Douglas County area that are really actively managed, and that's the way the landowners want it to be. And so it's pretty neat to see, so we can help them in that whole process, realize that by using conservation easements as a tool for them to diversify their income source off of that land and to provide the assurance that they need that the land will be managed in that way really fulfills a lot of their goals. And so I think there's other lands that by their very nature, we manage them for outdoor recreation. Some of the Wenatchee foothills are great examples of that. And you know, our big goal there, Jefferson, all along has been to make it as totally accessible as it can be for everybody, regardless of their economic status, their background, where they live, really to have the hope, and we're fulfilling that hope of having an access point within 10 minutes of anybody's home here within the community. So it is readily available regardless of your background or economic status. So it's managed that way. And so that's a big part of what we're raising funds for. We've got some great work going on with our partner organization, TREAD, to really looking at strengthening and diversifying our funding strategy for managing those lands, because they are hugely popular. As I don't know if you've been out on the foothills in a fine April morning, it is booming. And but they're almost being loved to death. And so we are really coming up with ways that we can better manage and make sure that the trails are in tip-top shape, so that just those areas that are used by people are being accessed and not going elsewhere. And so that's an important thing that we're doing. So we're diversifying and strengthening our funding there. We're also opening up a lot of new lands for outdoor recreation to kind of spread the wealth, if you will, give people more opportunities, more options. We've got some very generous donors that really worked with us for Cashmere Canyons, which is a remarkable piece of property just right outside of Cashmere, up a Hay Canyon, Naham Canyon area that is now available for hikers during certain times of the season. And we've got other areas up around Leavenworth that we're looking at right now that we've got opportunities for. And a lot of that is really specifically based on, it is protection and good sound management of shrub steppe habitat, but it is also making sure that people have opportunities to get out. And another thing that the Land Trust is really doing, hope I'm not going on too much here,
please,
is that some people just don't have the opportunity to get out. And so we've got some great staff here that are really creating new ways to appreciate the natural world. They're just starting up a book club for people to really have discussion groups and to read books about reverence for nature and for the just the diverse ways that one can appreciate nature. So we're looking at different groups like that and opportunities, because for many people that the outdoor world can be a spiritual thing as well. And so to create opportunities for that. A lot of partnerships that we've got going on related to that.
Well, the climate crisis is a real thing, Bob, and agencies like yours, organizations like yours, kind of put themselves on the front lines of that, I think. You are maybe seen as, well, by conserving land, I can defend against the encroachment of climate, or by keeping land as it is, we can do our local part to head that off. Does the Chelan Douglas Land Trust sort of see itself in that way in terms of stewardship?
Yes. So we've got some great work that Dr. Bill Gaines and Dr. Paul Hesberg and many other scientists have really come up with some really great recommendations on some of the criteria that we should be using for protecting and restoring lands. And so a lot of those are related to what are the needs of salmon, steelhead, and invertebrates and vertebrates, to look at what should be saved and what should be protected. And that really helps us to make some informed decisions about some of our land management opportunities there. We really want to be quite strategic in those lands that we select in our work plan to make sure that they do have good conservation values, and so that we can use the donations and the grants that we receive in the best, most practical, most efficient use possible.
Bob Boogert, Interim Director with the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. Thanks a lot for letting us come by and talk to us.
Thank you, Jefferson. I really do and enjoy it. Yeah.
You're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
So what am I looking at here?
That is what great power looks like.
Tell me more.
It's called hydropower. Hydropower uses water and gravity to generate electricity. Since the fuel for hydropower is water, it has zero emissions and it's renewable. It also works when it's not sunny or windy. And it's the cheapest power we can make.
So it's clean, renewable, reliable, and affordable? And hydropower is all four?
Only hydropower is all four. And you can learn more about it at the Chelan PUD Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam.
Greetings, Wenatchee Valley, from Collins Fashions. We love being a part of this wonderful downtown Wenatchee. Businesses up and down the avenue are here to serve you. Myself and my staff, Christy, Julene, Vicki, Judy, Georgia, and Ellie, say thank you for your support. We look forward to assisting you with your purchases, providing you with hand-picked quality merchandise. We wish you and your families an amazing and blessed new year. Collins Fashions, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
"28 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. We have cooled down a couple of degrees since this show started, but we have fairly clear skies. We're going to have lots of sunshine today. A couple of interesting weather notes. I talked at the start of the show about how wet it has been so far this winter, and winter is only, 9 days old officially. A lot of rain, not a lot of snow, but a lot of rain. Nothing on what happened in the Columbia Basin and up in Omak. On Thursday, the day after Christmas, Ephrata had a third of an inch of rain, which was a new record for Thursday the 26th. Omak had almost 2/3 of an inch of rain. I think even more than 2/3 of an inch of rain. That was a new record for Omak. Ephrata has been very, very wet. We've been very, very wet. We've had a lot of rain. We tied for a record rainfall about 6 or 7 days ago for that particular date. It's been very wet and very mild. Our high temperatures for the last 4 or 5 days have been 35 on Christmas, 38 on the day after Christmas with lots of rain, 36 on Friday. It was 44 on Saturday. Yesterday we topped off at 38. Our normal high is 32, and guess what? We're going to stay pretty warm with a little exception, and that is tomorrow. In the meantime, snow up in the mountain passes continues, although I just looked at the page for Stevens Pass. It has improved a lot. Your biggest problem on Stevens Pass is the traffic, people heading up to the ski resort up at the summit of Stevens Pass. Right now, traction tires are advised. The snow is beginning to taper off on Stevens Pass. You're all but done with it. It is snowing lightly on Stevens Pass. There are no advisories or restrictions, by the way, on Blewett or on I-90. And we are in for considerably, warm weather with one exception. That is Tuesday. And then we start talking about maybe some snow as we welcome in the new year. From the National Weather Service, sunshine and quite a bit of it. It'll be dry today. I have about 39 degrees. It'll take a little while to get to 39, but we'll get there. 25 for the overnight low tonight with clear skies. That makes it pretty chilly. Patchy fog and clouds on Tuesday. No sunshine tomorrow. That's going to knock us down a couple of degrees. 32 for the high on Tuesday. Tuesday night, ring in the new year with a little bit of light snow. It's possible about midnight. Cloudy tomorrow night, overnight low about 28. New Year's Day for the holiday itself, we have a 40% chance of precipitation. Could be rain, could be snow, could be a mix of that with a high of only 34 degrees. Wednesday night, snow level is going to hover about 1,000 feet. 40% chance of something coming out of the sky. Probably a rain-snow mix, 29 for the overnight low. Thursday, back to work with a chance of rain and snow and a high of 35. Our best chance of measurable snow is definitely Friday into Friday night. Friday, we have a 90% chance of snow. The snow level is going to be at 1,500 feet. So we're not looking at a lot of snow, but some light snow on Friday as we enter into the first weekend of 2025. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.